Tony said this would be really easy, and I guess it is really easy. Hi, welcome everyone. I'm Diana Ingram. I'm the executive director here. Welcome to all of the folks on live stream. If anybody wants to text their friends, it's on Hill Center's Facebook Live, so please do. Take a moment to turn off your mobile devices, if you would. In 1988, this community came together to support the Eastern High School Choir, help them reach worldwide fame. Now is a chance to amplify that story, a story of triumph and inspiration, through the completion of a documentary about those students and their divine teacher, whose lives were forever changed by her and a supportive community. We're here to honor Dr. Joyce Garrett and her remarkable legacy and the enduring role she has played in the lives of countless Eastern High School choral students. In fact, stay tuned. You have an incredible treat coming up, a performance by Garrett's students, whom I understand span the decades from the 80s to the 2000s. I mean, how amazing is that at Hill Center? That's insane. But we are also here to honor the work of documentary filmmaker Malkia K. Lydia. I love this description of her work. She recovers authentic stories about Black community life and investigates the human situation through a historical lens. Her work has been seen at the National Civil Rights Museum, Smithsonian Institution, the Knight Foundation Cities Challenge has commissioned her. This is just a few of her media projects, and she is credentialed. She holds a BA from Duke University and a master's in film and media arts from Temple University. I had the pleasure of working with Malkia at the American Film Institute at the Silver Docs Documentary Film Festival. And I spent many years in the international media distribution world, advising more than 2,000 independent producers on funding, the use of media as a community engagement tool, and of course, distribution. Malkia has crafted a stunning film project. It's attracted notable support from Donald Graham, Humanities DC, Kiplinger Family Foundation, Maryland State Arts Council, and of course, the Capitol Hill Community Foundation, dear to us here. She has secured a broadcast partner in PBS. It's a national broadcast partner. It will be seen on the film festival circuit. It is a feel-good film. And of course, we will do community screenings here at Hill Center. So I ask you to not only celebrate and honor the lifelong work of Dr. Joyce Garrett and the stunning work of Malkia, but to aid Malkia and help her get over the finish line. She is so close, and we can do that. There's QR codes, you can write a check, and I know that together we can make this stunning document live forever and really allow people to enjoy the work and history of Dr. Joyce Garrett for many, many generations to come. So please let me ask Malkia to introduce this program.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really wasn't expecting all of that. Wow. Wow. Okay. Taking it in. I really thank you all so much for bringing us together. And I just think anybody who would take the time to support the creative, independent work of a local filmmaker and to, most importantly, help document really important, inspiring history, like true things that people need to know about. So I'll just start with that. Thank you. 1988. You mentioned 1988. And if you all haven't, you will hear about 1988 a whole lot when it comes to this choir, this story. That was a pivotal year for the Eastern Senior Choir, the Eastern Senior High School Choir. 1988, we're talking about the Cold War still in effect. The savings and loan crisis is unfolding. Locally, it's also, well, not just locally, it's also the year that Doug Williams and the Commanders by a previous name that we won't mention won the Super Bowl. Locally, names like Stacey Lattisaw, right? Chuck Brown, Kojo Nnamdi, Rayful Edmonds. Kimmy Gray, folks like that were a part of our conversations. They were on TV and on radio and in some instances. And also, Eastern's choir was the talk of the town. And how do I know? Because I was here. I was a senior in high school, and from where I lived in Northeast DC, I actually went across town, bus and metro, to a different high school that I won't name tonight, not in this room. I'm wearing my Eastern colors for y'all tonight, okay? But I remember that Eastern was the bomb. I don't even know if we said bomb back then. We probably said bumping, right? Eastern, we thought that Eastern was the thing. And I didn't know a whole lot more detail. But fast forward, not so many years ago, just before the pandemic, I see this announcement on Facebook, like, I don't know, I think my godbrother, somebody I knew who went to Eastern posted that the Dr. Joyce Garrett is reuniting 4 decades of her students for this amazing concert event. And of course, the filmmaker in me said, that needs to be a film. But I'm not gonna make it. It's not for me. I got too much work on my plate. I don't feel like raising money. And y'all, that's literally what I posted on Facebook. I shared the news. Somebody needs to do this. And then that night, I could not sleep. I kept thinking, you're supposed to make this film. You're supposed to make this film. And of course, the next day, I slid into Joyce Garrett's DMs. She didn't know me, and we began this journey. So I am just so grateful for this collaboration, the product of which will be a feature-length documentary about this inspiring story, really inspiring story told through music and alumni interviews and testimony. Amazing archival footage. Oh my God, I don't even know how to tell you the kind of archive that we have access to. And of course, following their journey to that major reunion concert event. So I think at this point, I will step down and let you get a taste of what we're working on. And I just want to say that this is what we call a work in progress teaser, a little 3-minute sampling, not yet a finished, polished project, but something to give you a taste of what we're doing.
Okay, you want to sing some? Let's sing some. Oh. Who wants it? Garrett?
They brought me to Eastern, and the students were so glad to find a teacher that loved what they loved.
This woman is amazing.
We're all towering over her. She puts her hand up, and we just all stand. I mean, it's almost like magic.
Choir takes all of these individuals and molds them into one unit.
Eastern for me really was home. That was my family. Our teachers really cared for us genuinely.
Eastern High School was situated in an area that was in the middle of a major crack epidemic.
Choir was an escape. It was freedom. Choir was more like my savior.
We were invited to go to Vienna. It's a classical music competition. I had to change from singing chest voice, the gospel style, to a more head voice tone.
Those judges dropped their pens and was like,
no black choir had ever even placed in this competition.
I immediately got a call, please come do a concert in the East Room of the White House. From then on, dominoes have been falling to this present day. The reunion is for anyone who ever sang with me in the Eastern Choir all through the years.
We get to come back together and do this one more time.
give me the bridge now.
We have 4 decades of of the amazing Eastern High School Choir.
Something going on? Okay. So, and let me know, Tony, if I need to move to a different spot. Good? Okay, cool. So yeah, really, y'all, how often do we get to revel in and immerse ourselves in inspiring stories about DC schools from the 1980s and 90s? Like, when does that happen, right? When do we hear positive stories about public schools anywhere, right? And I'm a filmmaker who's been in this game for a couple of decades, and I really do believe that films can be where we restore our memories and our imaginations. And we honestly, our team, we believe that young people need to see this film. We believe that all the different generations that are represented, that you saw, need to see this film and see themselves reflected. We believe that, it's an inspiring story and an important story for anybody who has anything to do with arts education or maintaining access for young people to artistic and cultural expression, that they need to see this film. Right now, we're in post-production. This is my little crutch here, but it's all there. Right now, we're in post-production, which basically means we're editing the film right now. We've kind of shot what we're going to shoot, and at this point, we really see the end ahead, and we believe that we will be complete in 2024. And just to give you a little sense of what's coming after the film is completed, we've been in close conversation with Maryland Public Television. I love Diana so much. I'll be clear that we don't have a formal agreement yet with PBS, but we've been working really closely with Maryland Public Television that has access and has produced national level content that's gone to stations around the country, and so we anticipate working with them. But even in addition to that, we're going to be doing film festivals. We're going to work with the Hill Center and a lot of other organizations to do a tour. Basically, we're going to tour the DMV. We're going to make sure people see this for free. The project has come so far because of MPT's encouragement, also really because of some core partners that I want to name specifically. Women in Film and Video. They are our fiscal sponsor. That means that they are a 501c3 nonprofit that allows us to accept tax-deductible donations, but they also really, Melissa Houghton and her team, they've been confidants, they've been encouragers, they've been proofreaders on our grants, all of that. And I believe that Lisa Scott from the board of Women in Film and Video is actually here tonight. You see, they show up. They show up. Also, not in the room tonight, but just as important, the Charles Sumner School Museum and Archive, which is the official repository of the DC Public Schools. Did y'all know about it? You can go visit, and they do all kinds of things. You can go do research. They've been an incredible partner, programmatic partner, but also a research partner, and they're led by Kimberly Springle, the museum director. And then we can go to slide D, Tony. Of course, we want to note that our supporters and underwriters have been amazing, like really amazing. I do want to specifically shout out and amplify the local arts and humanities infrastructure. So important, y'all, that we keep those entities alive. The Prince George's Film Office, which is part of that whole system locally, has been instrumental to this film, as has Humanities DC, which really from the very beginning is an idea when we need money just to do research. They were there. And so I know we have Lois Nemart, who is the grant making and program director there. And do we also have Rebecca? But they show up. They're here, Humanities DC. And since we're doing shout outs, or as I jokingly say, in true DC fashion, we didn't do shout outs, we put people on display. Since we're putting people on display, I just have to say a little something to my Duke University folks who are here, who always have been supporting me, my Delta sorors, who have always supported me, and definitely the alumni of Eastern have been amazing, right? They're here, and you're gonna hear more from them a little bit later. So this, just back to the slide for a moment, this independent grassroots production has raised $209,000 to move the film from that idea that, sliding into the DMs to where we are today in post-production. Incredibly far, and I'm incredibly proud of that. These are some of our key underwriters and supporters that you see up there. But honestly, there have been so many just individual donors and family members and grassroots folks. So, we just feel that this is a community-supported film and a participatory film at that we're making in collaboration with the people who are in the film. To be real direct with you all, we need $100,000 to finish the film. To cross the finish line, $100,000 is what we need. So that's for music and archival rights, paying the finishing editors, graphics, staff costs, color correction, sound mix. We got to have a good sound mix, right? So, and score and that kind of thing. So that's what's up. But that's where we are. We are staring at the finish line, excited to cross. We see you all on the sidelines cheering us on. And we know this film will have its day in the sun because we have a community supporting us. So that's what I got for y'all. Thank you. And so what I want to do, Lisa, okay, sure. From Women in Film and Video, Lisa Scott.
Hey, you guys. I'm on the board of Women in Film and Video. I've been a member for many, many years. I'm a filmmaker, mostly a screenwriter, but I'm also a filmmaker. And I just want to tell you, documentaries are especially important, because the big people with the big money and the deep pockets, they don't give money to documentaries so much because they don't make money back for them. So we need donations just from people like you guys, right? So there's a QR code on the little tags. You can share it. You can use that to access and make your donation. You can share it with people who are not here that might have some interest in, the schools and stuff, because she can get that out. Now, Malkia doesn't know this, but I know one of the top people at PBS, right? I already told her I'm sending her some projects to look at, and she doesn't even know that yet, but I'm telling you right now. So she's learning at the same time, so hopefully it'll happen, but it's great. Also, if you don't do electronic stuff, because there's some people of age, like me, I'm also older than most people think, but you can write a check to Women in Film and Video. I'll collect the check if you have your checkbook here. If not, then you can find another way to mail it to them. The information is also on the card there, but and share it with your people, because this is the only way documentaries get made is from donations from good people like you guys that want to see this stuff, and she can get this out, and it just costs so much money just to get it out there, right? So we need your help, and hopefully she's already on the road to success, so more will be coming, and it'll be great when it actually gets out there, especially on PBS. We can all watch it.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I also just want to make sure, there are many of you in the room who've already given time and money, and so I thank you so much. And just also wanted tonight to be a way to celebrate you all a bit midway through the journey. And so, thank you. And we will have information on screen, and there's information around the room for those who are interested and able to support. But at this time, I know you want to hear from some Eastern folks, right? So we're not singing just yet, not yet. It's coming. I promise. We couldn't do this without that, right? So I want to call up Parita Carpenter and Aaron Lomax, who tell you a little bit more about themselves, but they're two Eastern alums who I have learned from, I've had the opportunity to film and get to know during this process. Parita and Aaron.
Good evening, all. I just wanted to put my broadcast voice on because they didn't want me to sing today, so I'm going to just soothe you a little bit. Anyway, my name is Aaron Lomax. I was in the 1988 choir that went to Vienna. It's kind of weird right now because it was 36 years ago and I was 16, and I just saw my picture up there, like a little big head guy up there sitting up there. So now I guess I'm a big head gray guy now. So anyway, just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I mean, Eastern High School, the choir actually changed my life a lot. I was doing a little bit of stuff out in the neighborhood. Miss Garrett called me one day. I was walking out in the hallway, and she said, "Excuse me, sir, come here. Let me talk to you for a minute." And I was like, "Hold on, who's this lady?" We started talking. She was like, "You need to be in the choir." And I was like, "I don't sing. I don't know what that is. I don't even know what's going on with that." So she came in. She was like, "I saw all these women in there, and I'm gonna be honest to you, sold me. Yeah, I was sold from that point on, and it kind of it really got me into it got me off the street, and it got me into a family sort of atmosphere, and I'm gonna say it might have saved my life, honestly, and I want to thank Miss Garrett for that, and I want to thank everyone for having me to come up here and present her, because, hey, you could have had anybody else, but you got me. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Miss Garrett. She's from Kinston, and then you got to say it right, Kinston, North Carolina. She came to D.C. She started working in the school system. She came to Eastern, and what year was that? 72. We don't want to talk about that right now. Anyway, she came in Eastern in 72, and I'm not going to tell you how old I was, and probably some of y'all wasn't even born by then. But anyway, she started working at Eastern. And after that, she was working with Alfred Street. She worked with the Trinity Choir, Trinity College Choir, and she worked with the Naval Academy while she was at Eastern. And then, like I said, we went and we did the Austria tour in 1988, which was really overcoming, honestly. Ms. Garrett was the first person that I could say, just, you know, as a man, I looked at her and said, you know, that's the first person that cursed me out and gave me everything and walked out on me too. So it was a lot. It was a lot. But it taught me a lot. You know, it taught me a lot coming from Eastern, and I want to thank her for that.
My name is Parita Carpenter, and I am an Eastern graduate from 1997. That was the year of perfection. That's what we called it.
Oh, wow. Perfection.
Yes. So Ms. Garrett in the Eastern High School Choir definitely changed my life, saved my life, and gave me purpose. When every year the seniors would go before the board and sit before the board and apply for this college scholarship. And I remember I applied. Ms. Garrett said every senior must apply, so I applied. But in my mind, my 17-year-old mind, I was not going to college. I knew that I could not afford college. And I was like, I can't afford it, but I'm going to go do the interview. So I sat before the board, and, you know, they looked over my application. They asked me a couple questions, and they said, so, you know, where do you want to apply? Where you want to go into college? And I said, I'm not going to college. I'm going into the military. The silence was loud. Ms. Garrett was like, what? You're not going to college? What do you mean you're not going to college? She said, meet me outside. Meet me outside the room. So she looked at me, she said, you're going to college. Go take that SAT and come back and see me, and we're going to talk about some things. And, you know, I did. I ended up going to college. I graduated from Trinity College in 2002. I got my master's from Howard University in 2005. I've been at ABC for 22 years in August. That ages me. And I run a nonprofit that takes kids from this area to international camps all over the world. So the Eastern High School Choir and Ms. Garrett definitely changed my life, and I am so grateful, so thankful, so blessed to be here, to be where I am in this moment right now. And, you know, I couldn't have asked for anything more. And Mary Ann Brownlow, who I met when I was a student at Eastern, she took me under her wings and said, okay, I got her from here, Miss Garrett, you know. So I do appreciate her. I don't know where she is. She's right there. So thank you, too. Thank you both. Okay, and I'm actually going to read from my script because Aaron didn't. So, as soon as I find it, okay. And because I'm getting older, I have to blow it up really big. So, after 27 years in DC Public Schools, teaching DC Public Schools, Ms. Garrett retired, and she started the Washington Youth Choir, which was a citywide choir. And she took her excellence without excuses and her 360 degrees of music with her. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. She challenged them to, you know, be great singers and also prepared them for college and higher education. Joyce Garrett choirs, all of those choirs we mentioned, the Naval Academy Choir, the Eastern High School Choir, Alpha Street. We've sung at so many places and so many people. We've sung for the Christmas in Washington every year, Kennedy Center Honors. We perform before Presidents Ronald Reagan, George Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama. Additionally, Joyce Garrett choirs have performed with a long list of the world's greatest artists, from Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Natalie Cole, Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, Yolanda Adams, and the list goes on. And so does the list of accolades when we're talking about Joyce Garrett. But most importantly, she is an all-around amazing person, amazing musician, teacher, wife, mom, grandmother, and friend.
So I'm gonna put my broadcast voice on again. I just want to say, put your hands together and welcome Dr. Joyce Garrett.
I love all my students. They know I love them. Okay, what can I say? I came to Eastern High School in 1972 because there was a controversy with a teacher, a former teacher, who did not like her students singing gospel music. So since I loved gospel music, my philosophy was to sing gospel and everything else. So I said that to students, we're going to learn 360 degrees of music. But at first, all the great singers were in the gospel choir. I couldn't get them in the concert choir. The concert choir was the choir for credit. So I made a rule. In order to sing in the gospel choir, you have to enroll in the concert choir. That's how I started getting the good singers. Then when I got them in there, I said, we're going to have one choir, the Eastern High School Choir, not the Eastern Gospel Choir and the Eastern Concert Choir. So from the time we said we were going to do Eastern High School Choir, the slogan was 360 degrees of music. But then I had to come up with another slogan because I discovered that the students were very lackadaisical about overcoming obstacles. If any little thing happened, they didn't know how to tunnel through to the other side. If they didn't get choir on their schedule, they would say, oh, the counselor didn't put me in there. But did you go back to the No, ma'am. Nobody seemed to know how to go through life and overcome obstacles. So I decided to make the choir room an incubator to teach that. And in order to learn that, you have to understand perseverance, because to overcome obstacles, you have to press your way, and sometimes for a long time. So that's why I took on the challenge of going to Europe in '88. It was the most difficult thing I've ever done in my whole life, but it reaped the greatest benefits. My students now have, they are showing me the second slogan I made, excellence without excuses. One day I just got tired of hearing their excuses. People wouldn't show up. One day we were supposed to sing at the Library of Congress. I said, I'm not going to get a bus because you can just get on the regular bus and meet me at the Library of Congress at 9 a.m. 8 people showed up. And so I was learning they don't know how to, if the bus doesn't come, ask somebody else, get another bus. Do something, but get there. So they didn't know how to do that. So one day I went on the board and I put excellence without excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses. And that became our mantra. And my goodness, the results of their lives. So many have gone to college. So many Parita was an A student and was sitting in the office saying she wasn't going to college. So I want you to meet some success stories. As you talk to them when it's over, I won't introduce all of them individually, but all of them are success stories. We have singers here from 1982 class all the way up to the 2006 class. So I have 4 decades of students that I taught at Eastern High School. But the first, Maurice Jenkins, would you please stand? Maurice Jenkins was a senior when I went to Eastern, and he is the one, he was the president of student government. He ran Eastern. He showed me all of it. He really told me what to do, when to do it. I'll tell this story. He borrowed our car for the prom. We had this little ugly Dodge Dart, I believe it was. But he drove it, but only like 30 years later, he told me that he parked it around the corner and then went to the prom. He drove. So tonight, we're going to sing Birth of the Blues, one of our favorite songs, and then we're going to sing our signature song, There's a Dream Out There with Your Name on It. And please get to talk to these students on your way out. Thank you.
Stay strong, I tell myself. When things are going wrong, those times I've longed to be a winner. As I see my chances growing dimmer, I hold on to a small one, my mama said, your life has just begun. You see the rage of stormy weather, but there are rainbows there and things will soon get better. So hang on, 'cause there's a dream out there with your name on it. And there's a song somewhere to lighten your heart. There's a strength from within that you can depend on when it seems like your schemes are falling through. There's a song somewhere to lighten your
to love, hear and chase from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest to follow that star.
Microphone.
I've just finished writing my memoir. It's called Excellence Without Excuses, a music teacher's odyssey, and it'll be available through all formats in a month, but you'll hear more about it.
Congratulations. Let's give it up one more time for these insanely fabulous people. Dr. Joyce Garrett, we hope to have a book signing with you and your book for sure. And let's remember why we're here, right? We're going to push this over the finish line, right? Yeah! Thank you for coming, and more to come. Take care. Thank you, Tony, in the back with the sound, and thank you, everyone who put this together. And really, such talented, gorgeous singing. Thank you. Thank you. See you soon.
And all your donations are tax deductible. There's more food and drink outside, so if you still want to snack a little bit, go ahead.
And you got to get in the picture after this, okay? All right. Dre, you got one? Look at my kids first. Come on, Parade. Come on and circle the skinny. All right. Come in some more? Okay. All right. Look at my kid first.
Joyce Garrett's Facebook page.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Of course, we love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
She forgot about me because y'all outstanding me.